Dude, thank you so much for being here. We've literally just spent 2 phenomenal days together, poolside, hanging out, having a good time. So the entire point of this is we've really been trying to share the story of people within the kingdom that have done deals and that are accomplishing great things. So greatly appreciate it, man. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Having fun so far?
It's been awesome.
So we have a little bit of a privilege here. We're actually doing a vacation mastermind, but while we were here, we're like, let's talk to a couple guys about what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'd like to start with just understanding, why real estate? Like I know you were in a band, but what made you go from, the musician thing to trying to pursue real estate and financial freedom?
Yeah, a couple different things. I realized that being in a band and living in a van down by the river, that's probably not going to last forever. Yeah, and I have like an amazing wife and kids, and
oh, cool.
I wanted to. I was very wealthy in terms of purpose. I was wealthy in my relationships, but we were really broke, like money-wise. I mean, it's like fulfilled, but didn't have a lot financially, and I didn't want that for my kids. So I think I was trying to create more capacity through financial resources, through that kind of a path, financial path. For my kids, man, just trying to create more for them.
One of the most powerful motivations for wealth is love.
Yo.
A lot of people don't see it like that, but man, when you care about people like your kids, your wife, your family, man, that is a huge motivator. So how did you hear about real estate, or what piqued your interest in real estate?
Bro, it's so kind of weird, but I started having a sequence of dreams in the night. It was wild, and one of the dreams led me to look up my family history, and I discovered that my great-great-grandfather worked with the Hearst family and the Crocker family to help develop a part of San Francisco, California, which is where my family was from. And I was looking for what's something in my family history that I could be proud of. And he started a company, the neighborhood's called the Parkside. It's a part of San Francisco now, and it was called the Parkside Realty Development Group. And so I was like, maybe I could be a realtor. And I started a real estate company in Salt Lake and called it the Parkside Group to try to head nod. And I just thought, if I can figure out how to do this real estate thing, I hear that that's where wealth can come from. Sure. I'm such a literalist. I'm like, well, I'll be an agent. But really the goal was wealth, development in real estate. But it just took me a while to really get my head around how the rules worked and stuff. So that's kind of what it was.
So you had started as an agent, but you eventually had started hearing about the different wealth plays, like the buying and holding and the flipping, et cetera.
Yes.
About how long ago did that kind of come into your realm as an agent? Clients were doing it, or?
Yeah, it was probably my second year of real estate. There was a guy I worked at a Keller Williams brokerage, and a dude at the office had a real estate investor, a lender that owned 45 single family homes. And he came and talked, and I went, what? I could not believe that someone would do that. And then I went and talked to him, and that was kind of the door. And then I heard a podcast that talked about, this was a year and a half ago, is it possible to create enough residual rental income that you could effectively retire in 3 years? And so my wife Chrissy, me and Chrissy Green are looking at each other like, can we do that? And so I'd had some executive coaching, but I hadn't had a straight real estate kind of crew to click up with. And through I think Facebook, I saw a video of you talking, and you just made sense to me. I felt like it was people that you guys were on another level in terms of your own experience and your professional development, but you were people that I felt like I resonated with. So I jumped in, and then my good friend Jeremy that I work with was like, hey, I was gonna check this out too. So we kind of went on the journey together, and this last year has been me just sort of gleaning and watching, and I've been looking forward to the mastermind just to come and hang out. And,
sure.
So it's been really the last 2 years I've been trying to connect my friends with deals or do stuff like that, and yeah, it's been kind of an interesting one.
So fast forwarding kind of from when you started as an agent to kind of about where we are about right now, you recently had a deal that you were able to raise a good portion of private money for. Mm-hmm. How did that come about? Just give me the 30,000 foot overview.
Yeah, I didn't realize that there's the phrase that your network is your net worth, mm-hmm. right? And if you have good friendships and relationships with people that if people know you and like you and trust you, that they'll do business with you. And so just because of my background and some of the different circles I've had the opportunity to run in, I realized I had friends that would be in a position where investments and business is part of what they do. And so I just called a good friend of mine and risked, sounding kind of dumb or whatever it was, and just said, would you be interested in investing in projects in Salt Lake City? And he was like, yeah, let's talk. And so it was just by being good to a friend of mine and being really clear and open about terms and working with smart people, that we were able to put deals together. So it's a new lane for me, because I was really like, I'll do a rental house, and then I'll house hack my house, and we'll do ones and twos. But the idea of being someone that can be a connector is really becoming.
This was actually a commercial space, right?
Yeah.
So were you seeking out a commercial property, or did it just come on your radar?
No, literally one of my dear friends was like a business guy in the city, and he said, there's this space, we think it's sitting, we think it's priced too high. We would snatch it up if we could, we just don't have the money. And I said, well, if I can put the money together, which was my commitment to my friend Jeremy, I was like, I can raise private money.
Yeah.
But so then when that happened, I went, well, if I can put the money together, can I be part of the team? And so, it was a couple brave phone calls, and it worked out.
Wow. And that, correct me if I'm wrong, that was like a $500,000 deal, or was it?
Closer to seven. It was closer to 700. It'll be about 800,000 all in.
Wow. So that's a good toe dipper into private money and real estate. But
yeah,
that's phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
So I think that's a pretty good picture of where you're at now. Let's fast forward again, 12 months, 24 months from now. What's the big picture for you?
If I could be honest, I set it out with my wife, and we were talking it out. My actual my goal is, I've got 438 days until my 40th birthday. And so my goal is to hit that retirement goal before I turn 40, just to see if we can.
Sure.
The work is so fun, and there's so much going on that it's very engaging, but that was my target, is can I retire effectively? Can I create that sort of time, wealth, and financial freedom for my fam?
Well, the answer is yes.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the answer.
You're well on your way.
Figuring it out.
But we were talking a little bit earlier, kind of have the advantage of, we were poolside a little bit ago, but you were talking about, even in the Uber ride over here, real estate's not even the thing though. Your passion is, some nonprofit stuff, and that's kind of, you're using real estate as a catalyst to achieve a much bigger goal. What's the very quick overview of that?
Yeah, so my wife and I, we were contacted by a young person that became the victim of human trafficking, and we were able to help kind of get her out of the situation, and it was a nightmare of a deal. And so on the back end of that experience, my wife, Chrissy, who's such a gangster, I just thought, how can we tell this story? So I ran physically from the top of Utah to the bottom of Utah in October of 2018, and we started a nonprofit called Run Against Traffic. And so the goal is to be a charity running team that can run anywhere, but to raise money for all the good guys that are trying to fight human trafficking.
Wow.
And so if I'm honest, if real estate is the engine that creates wealth for my family, the mission for our family is really to do good for these survivors, and to, kick a dent in the world and do good, do really powerful things.
I love it.
So communicate hope.
And real estate is literally nothing more than a vehicle. I hear people that are like, man, I just want to be a nurse. I'm not interested in business. Use the business to be able to fuel what you love and what you want to do.
That's good.
So
man.
I love that you said that. Last question. A lot of people are going to end up watching this video by default, that might be considering being a part of our family in the kingdom, or getting involved in real estate. What would you say to somebody that's on the fence about joining the kingdom and kind of diving into this world? You had a great analogy earlier, man. Where you just jump, right?
Oh yeah,
but I think that's kind of been your story too. You're like, man, I'm doing the band thing.
Make the change. I just know that there is a very real value. We were not meant to do a lot of stuff by ourselves, and for me, I had people I could kind of run with, but man, I wanted to watch people killing it in a different level, and I wanted to be connected, even if I was in a different part of the country. So I would say, if you're thinking of getting involved in real estate, the resources and experience that you guys have is so amazing. And I don't know. I would do it. I would tell people, like, please get involved and let it become the community that you need. And there's opportunity to come out and hang. There's opportunity to watch from a distance. But I think for me and for my homie Jeremy, like, we got in kind of at the same time. I think we've used it in different ways, but it's been really effective in helping to push us down the road. So I would say, please, yeah, do it. Do it. Definitely become a part.
Absolutely, man. Greatly appreciate it, dude.
Yo, thank
Really do.
you. I appreciate you.